Hello guys, Bronze Goblins, Reddit oh fucking mega, woo! Anyway, this was the war that dropped right during the update. The update dropped in prep day. Omega decided that they didn't want to play with their new equipment, and they set some troll bases out for us. This could have been a really good war. There's loads of stuff that's happened through the update that made this pretty interesting. Miners took a hit. Loads of stuff took a hit, really. Don't see any buffs. Except maybe some buff bronze goblins. Enough shit talk. The 3-star count, 34 to 19, nearly both sides using all their attacks. Omega is a bit of an old rival. I have no issue. Bronze Goblins has no issue. Anyway, we will show a couple of the attacks that were actually on a somewhat proper basis. We'll start with Winterburn 2. This is a troll base, but to be fair, it's not the shittest troll base I've ever seen. And I've got to make up the time and some content. It's a pretty easy CC lure of goblins. They did fill all their clan castles with goblins. For the record, I think one Valk with a poison takes out a full CC of goblins. So a bit of cleanup happening around the outsides. I can't even zoom out far enough to get the whole base in. They've used every corner of this. So we got cleanup happening. It's all about getting into that core, which is a real core. There is a queen in there. There's 2 Inferno towers. Not that easy to funnel, and there's still probably some shit hiding in these weird compartments. There we go. Tesla farm, and here comes the queen walk. She was able to drop just straight inside the wall there. No wall breakers needed, though he does have 5 for this. Air bombs causing a bit of a problem. Earthquake on the town hall just to ease things up. And I think this was cleanup. I do think this took us more than one try. Troll bases sometimes can be fantastic things. You get used to attacking a certain style of base. Anti-3s tend to give goblins less trouble than, say, a ring base. It's like kryptonite, one of us described it as. So after he got his Valks through and he's put some hogs down, his queen's on low health, but she's probably going to live. There's not much firing on her. He does have a bit of work left down at 3 o'clock. Just going to push through this last little bit of defense. I think the next few bases are a little more realistic. That was no slouch though, ready for you too. We have a gentleman named Scoozy. Trolly, but I'd call it it's a 10. It's nearly a max 10. He's going to take 16 Valkyries in here. The town hall might fall to the baby dragon. So anyway, this war, it was tough. I think Omega should have fought, but that's just my opinion. They have warred us quite a few times now, and to be fair, they would have never had a better chance than to catch us when we have no clue what the meta is doing, and when our first 10 hits involved miners before we realized that miners were shit. Miners have slowed down quite a lot. They haven't slowed down. They don't dig as fast, so they pop up and they don't go back down, which means they get beaten. And I believe everything retargets now. So a few holes in the center of this base gave way to a somewhat troll attack from the inside out. That could be the new meta, attack from the inside of the base to the outside of the base. There's quite a lot left here. 46 seconds. I'll times 2 it. To be fair, the new meta, if anyone has worked it out, please let me know in the description. There's quite a few Laloons going around. Bowlers seem to be fairly solid. I don't think miners are dead, but they cannot be sort of used with your forehead anymore. I think they're dead at Town Hall 10. Leilantos. Sort of a version of the turtle base. This is going back to possibly when I first went Town Hall 9. I'm pretty sure I have a Laloon of a base like this. So Mass Lightning nearly takes out the enemy queen. Does get an air defense. Think he was hoping for a bit more than that. But with a Penta, you've just got to lay it all down and hope anyway. Hope your pathing holds up. So King's going to come in and clear a couple of these outside defenses. Help the Loon's path in a sensible manner. And here comes the Lava Hound portion. Queen's only going to really take probably a couple of pops to hit her. Or any sort of splash damage from these Loons might get her. She was on a sliver. She's not dying, and there she goes. So Leilantos with the surgical looning Penta. Got to worry a little bit about the core, but to be fair, everything's tanking through. He's got no spells left, 1 minion. Remember when Penta used to be able to take out a base in like a minute too? When Pops used to just kill the queen in seconds. Still a sexy attack. So yeah, what else? The update. Everything nerfed. More defense added. I did like the little packages they were selling where I had like 22 million gold for about 3 seconds. Leilantos was the king of this war. This is another Omega special base. Again, trolly, but I don't think we fresh hit this. I think Cheese hit this once and nearly got it. And Layla just sort of tidied up the hogs on the back end. Be good to see and watch. Hogs are back, possibly. Beer has never gone away. Though I did have a shitty cold for about a week, hence the last couple of videos being sans commentary, which is probably much more pleasant for you guys. So anyways, Queen's come in here. Big funnel made for her. The Valks and the King have been given an entry point and the jump spell is down. This Rage is going to throw those Valks straight into the enemy Queen. It's a Hound CC, so if he can keep his Queen away from it and the Loon dies, the Hound shouldn't really pose much of a problem. Big bomb onto Hogs near an Inferno. It does cause a problem, but the freeze spell and a heal spell and his King as a distraction, that Inferno will eventually die. And now he's just going to surgically hog the rest of the space. Watched a video yesterday from some lad called Bisector Tron or Bisector something. He's a One Hive lover. And he was talking about Town Hall 9. I don't think Town Hall 9's completely dead, but something drastic's gonna have to change in terms of the meta. CC kill needs to be made difficult. And skellies. I think skellies stop hogs, don't they? Use lots of witches and well-placed skelly traps. Anyway, Layla 6-packed this war. I think they were both cleanups, but 6-star war. That hound did pop, sadly. And he's going to need his queen to do some work. These last couple cannons go down. That archer tower doesn't stand a chance. And then everything that is left is going to have to path through the walls and across the whole base to get to the last storage. I think I'll only run one more from this. And then we're waiting for another good war. We've just finished. This is cheese on the octopus base. We just finished a war with some level 12 clan. All ring bases. Fucking horrible. Cheese is going to dragon the shit out of this. So, baby dragon in, golem down, queen behind that. He's got a zap quake for one of these air defenses. The one at 3 o'clock looks like it's going to go down easy enough to the heroes. I'm over my gold, but I constantly need to lubricate with beer to keep the throat clear. So King's going to head in, get thrashed by some goblins, but he should possibly get that air defense taken care of. Whether or not this had enough steam, I don't know if it did to get to that Inferno tower. But the zap quake is going to happen on that middle air defense. And now we can start the dragon portion of the attack. He still has one quake left for anything straggling, and his queen absolutely clutched that Inferno. 2 rage spells left, couple of loons. This base is kind of beat at this point. There's just not a whole pile left, but saying that, there's a Tesla farm and probably every air trap on the base yet to fly. Town Hall 9 folks, wonder how they're finding the update. At 11, it's certainly gotten to be a difficult place. I said it, I think, a couple of days before the update dropped. Maybe it was, yeah, it must have been before the update dropped, that Town 11 3-star attacks might take a bit of a backseat for a while. And with the miners being nerfed, it looks like it's going to be a while before we see any of those. 10 on 10 is still real, as you can see. Cheese smash. Last 2 dragons. So, yeah, loads happening. I'm farming. Goblins is warring in bronze goblins until this shitstorm of a meta is worked out. Omega, thanks for the war. Please, please, please fight next time. Be much more exciting. Until then, see you guys.